Irish guy, and a victory parade for finishing second and failing to score a goal in 3 cup finals. 2 0-0 draws, and you get a parade for that? Listen, I'm not having a dig. This is just the reality of the situation. These are the facts. I can't help but feel that those players on that bus, straight after that final whistle went in Paris, oh, those fans would have probably sooner chewed off their ears than force a smile for those fans. Honestly, it's like being asked to go to a house party the day after your nan's funeral, or 3 hours after burying your dog in the back garden. Yeah, honestly, yeah, sure, some people are dancing to N-dubs in the kitchen, your mate's getting off with his fat cousin behind the fridge, but you, oh no, you're stuffing your face with cornflakes and crying in the sink. Those players, they just lost the Champions League final. This was the worst football week in each of these players' careers, and this was Liverpool's worst week since the Stevie G slip. I mean, surely, you just lost the Premier League and the Champions League in the same week. And not just that, but they had to play the match knowing that their fans were being disgracefully treated by the French police. And on top of that, we've got annoying journalists hinting that Sadio Mane wants to quit. I mean, if I was one of those players, someone like Andy Robertson or James Milner, my brain would be close to exploding on my ears. I mean, can I say, according to Robertson, one of his mates was told that his ticket was fake. What? The ticket which came personally from the Liverpool left back? I mean, sorry, French police, but are you trying to say that Andy Robertson was printing fake tickets off the internet and sellotaping them to the back of a mini Cocoa Pops box that you get in one of those cereal multi-packs? But honestly though, if you solely focus on the football, how were the Liverpool fans even able to get themselves up for a parade? I mean, Christ above, I get celebrating the FA Cup in 2006, considering it was the Steven Gerrard final and one of the most memorable cup finals of all time. But again, those cup finals against Chelsea this season, it was like watching a drunk granny scratch her groin on the bus. About as much fun as watching anything starring Jaden Smith. I mean, Liverpool fans have been dreaming about the quadruple for months, so I'm sorry, celebrating 2 penalty shootout wins over Chelsea, oh, just a bit anticlimactic. So trying to get yourself up for that parade is like celebrating a wedding between 2 neighbours that you hate. I mean, honestly, you'd sooner eat a cake filled with earwax than knock back champagne with someone who used to flush her head down the loo. I refuse to believe that those fans were happy with those 2 cups. No chance. They can't be satisfied with that. I'm sorry, but Liverpool have won 50 games of football this season. Those fans have celebrated 50 wins. That's 12 more than Manchester United got during that treble winning season of 99. 50 wins. You've watched your team score 134 goals. And so to wind up with just 2 domestic cups and that's it. If you'd offered a Liverpool fan that last month, it would have been like offering James Corden a salad. You know, someone who'd happily stab a dog in the face to get his hands on a double cheeseburger for breakfast. Let's be honest, the League Cup is a trophy about as significant as the wart on Judi Dench's chin. For big monster clubs like Liverpool, I'm sorry to say, but it's a bit irrelevant. Honestly, cheer the moment on the day, yes, but you're still celebrating it nearly 4 months down the line, a third of the year later. Again, no, it's like Johnny Depp failing to win an Oscar, and so instead gets his pooey bedsheets framed in the kitchen. I mean, go back to 2004. Back then, the League Cup was a 2-legged semi-final, and Arsene Wenger, despite being 1-0 down to Middlesbrough, travels to the Riverside for the second leg, and instead of unleashing the Invincibles and walking over them 5-0, chooses to pick Graham Stack, Pascal Saigan, Quincy Owusu-Abe, and David Bentley. It's a competition where 9 years ago Bradford were in the final. I refuse to believe those fans were content with this. But honestly, can we just take a minute to celebrate my predictions genius?
I'm going for Real Madrid. I think they'll do it. Salah will play this game with too much emotion, trying to do everything by himself. I think you'll lose the midfield battle. Luka Modric is about to have the game of his life, and Ancelotti will make genius substitutions. But yeah, I can just see it. It'll be a close, fraught, tense first half. 0-0, Salah will hit the post. Thibaut Courtois will make a great save from Sadio Mane, and then in the second half, Karim Benzema will score a penalty. The only goal of the game. 1-0 Real Madrid win. This is surely one of the greatest predictions of all time. Courtois will make a great save from Sadio Mane. Do I have a crystal ball in my skull? Am I the modern day version of Gandalf the Grey? Not only did Courtois stop Mane, but I'm sorry, he just pulled off the greatest save in Champions League final history to stop Mane. Honestly, I'm still not sure how that didn't go in. Even when he tipped it onto the post, how did it not rebound off his back and go in? Honestly, this is a bit unfair. The last time these 2 clubs met at the Champions League final, Liverpool were generous enough to stick a goalie in nets who had the reflexes of a sheep. Someone who had gone to throw 2 goals into his own net. But Madrid, did they return the favour this time out? Nah, instead it looked as if someone had spiked the goalie's wheat toast with a dose of cow steroids. Honestly, this was the game of his life. Bye for that. Trying to hit 150,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Only 20k to go. And that's down to you, legends. If you're new here and you want to see more content like this, then slap that big fat red subscribe button, you absolute legends. Anyway, back into the video.
This reminds me when Courtois single-handedly stole the show for Belgium in a World Cup quarter-final win over Brazil. Hands down, that was the match which finally made Real Madrid take it from Chelsea. I'm guessing David De Gea must look at this man, and Ozzy probably has daydreams about drowning him in the bath. Even his wife is probably envious of the Courtois family. I mean, Courtois has stolen his career. Rise him up, they're both former Atletico Madrid goalies who wound up impressing in the Premier League. In De Gea's head, he should be lifting the Champions League for Real Madrid, instead of tweeting weekly apologies from a dressing room which stinks of Harry Maguire's sweat. I mean, Courtois told England to put some respect in his name, which is fair. I mean, Rio Ferdinand and Steven Gerrard looked bemused when he said it.
Oh, who doesn't put respect on his name?
I'm sorry, but do we not remember that in England, Courtois is just seen as a brainless nutmeg meme? Talk to most Chelsea fans and they'll tell you that he should be working in a 3-star brothel in Stoke, as he's clearly unable to shut his legs. No. Courtois is a world-class goalie, arguably the best shot stopper on the planet, so yeah. Put some respect in his name. Lads, Chelsea sold Courtois for £31 million. They then paid £72 million for a Kepa and Rob Green. I'm sorry, what? I know Courtois stormed out of your club in August, leaving you not much time to prepare, but honestly, arguably one of the worst transfer deals of all time. Price of Alisson Becker from Roma was available that summer, and yet you choose to overpay for someone who looks like a failed member of One Direction. Price up 3 weeks out from the season, and you were trying to buy Jack Butland from Stoke. Someone with the wrist strength of Broccoli? Absolutely mental. But Mo Salah wanted revenge. We're waiting, Mo. This isn't how the script was supposed to go. Christ, well, it's not exactly the plot of Django or Kill Bill now, is it? This was supposed to be Salah seeking redemption, banging in a hat-trick to deny the club who ruined his big night 4 years ago. But no, this would be like if in Taken, Liam Neeson seeks out on a revenge mission to rescue his daughter, yes, but instead gets shot in the face 30 minutes into the film, with the rest of the movie just being an hour-long shot of the bad guys eating popcorn on the boat. It'd be like if in The Dark Knight Rises, Batman rises from his pit of hell, only for Bane to push him in front of a bus. This was supposed to be a big revenge mission, football's answer to a Quentin Tarantino film. But honestly, it was all just a bit depressing. Mo Salah has now lost 2 Champions League finals against Real Madrid. Trent Alexander-Arnold should be seen as a generational talent, English football's answer to Dani Alves, and yet we just know this match is always going to be used as ammo to be rammed down his throat and used as the narrative for the rest of his career that he cannot defend. Honestly, after this game, Reece James never looked so good. I just know what's coming for Trent after this, and it's just gonna be ugly. Suddenly, you'll have people on Twitter trying to pretend that he's just a defensive egg sandwich, that witnessing him defend is like watching Jar Jar Binks playing Duck Duck Goose after drinking half a bottle of rum. Honestly, right now, his Instagram DMs must be a nightmare.
Trent Alexander at fault, but no one will mention it. Pathetic defender.
Pathetic defender. This was his 3rd Champions League final. He's 23 years of age. The great legendary Cafu, the GOAT of the sport. Yeah, he didn't reach his first Champions League final until he was 35, and even then he lost the game after being 3-0 up at half time. Honestly, at the age of 25, he was an injury-riddled shoe, finishing halfway down La Liga with Real Zaragoza, and yet he's held up as the greatest right back of all time. Trent Alexander-Arnold has competed in 2 Champions League finals against the biggest club on planet Earth. And when Dani Alves was 23, he was competing in a European final against Middlesbrough. 4 years ago, Trent was 19 and being told to pocket Cristiano Ronaldo. Alves had an evening trying to man-mark the big bad Stuart Downing, which is about as easy as babysitting a shoe. I mean, yes, Trent fell asleep at his back post by a guy with 20 goals and 22 assists this season. Honestly, I know Kylian Mbappe is charging all the money in the world right now and being talked up as if he's going to sew up 5 Ballon d'Ors in a row. But lads, what's to say Vinicius won't be as good? He's just scored the winning goal in the Champions League final at age 21. This is football's second chance at Neymar, after fame and money sort of screwed up that Brazilian project. So honestly, leave Trent alone. Messing up in a Champions League final and being punished by one of the most devastating players on the planet. It's not as if he just burned down the house trying to make himself a slice of toast. It's not as if he's accidentally walked his dog in front of a taxi. He hasn't exactly been caught making love to his sister in the middle of a crowded bus stop. Just honestly leave him alone. But well done to Real Madrid. Incredible. This win has shattered so many myths. When Cristiano Ronaldo left, the club were now seen as a mess, which would take about 10 years to recover. I mean, Luka Modric was seen as too old, and last summer should have been binned off to Inter Milan. Gareth Bale was a Real Madrid disaster, who should have moved to China 3 years ago. Lads, since leaving Tottenham, both Modric and Bale now have a combined 10 Champions League winners' medals. 10! I mean, that's what happens when you quit Spurs. Harry Kane, take note. 10! They've won it 10 times. I mean, 4 years ago, Karim Benzema was a washed up dish rag, only able to score 5 goals all season, and was nearly sold to West Ham, right? No. Now, he's going to win a Ballon d'Or a month before his 35th birthday. This was a man who was supposed to have ended his career in disgrace. You know, someone who missed out on winning the World Cup with France. He's now back in the French team and is going to be the oldest winner of the Ballon d'Or since Stanley Matthews, who won it when he was 41 and playing for Blackpool. I'm sorry, what? His career was Stoke and Blackpool. The same CV as Charlie Adam. How was he ever the best player in the world? I mean, who's he playing against? Fat postman who just come from eating chicken nuggets on the bus? I mean, Carlo Ancelotti was a manager supposed to be finished. He's just won his 4th Champions League as a manager. He was supposed to be sacked by Everton this season. What is going on? He's just won Real Madrid the Champions League 7 years after Real Madrid sacked him. What? He was sacked for Rafa Benitez, but why? He also wasn't really given a chance at Bayern Munich, and 3 years ago was binned by Napoli in favour of Gennaro Gattuso. You know, football's answer to Gimli of Lord of the Rings. I mean, we even had Eden Hazard promising the Real Madrid fans it'll come good next season, which is sweet, because I don't know about you, but yeah, I like my £100 million signings to wait 3 years before they finally put down the chicken wings and start pulling their actual weight. But honestly, it has to be said, well done to Real Madrid. This was amazing. Who saw them winning the Champions League this season? Especially not after last summer when they missed out on Kylian Mbappe and we heard Perez whining about how the Super League had killed the club. So honestly, no, not well done to Florentino Perez, because he really is a James Bond villain of the sport, but Real Madrid, there is no denying greatness. Unlucky Liverpool, as always you go again, but Real Madrid, this is the hardest run ever to a Champions League final, and you've won it. Honestly, if an English team had done this, nobody will be talking about luck or how this was a weak team who were lucky not to be found out. No, it would be seen as an utter miracle job. So honestly, well done Real Madrid. Anyway, that's what do you think? And let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of the final? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and as always, I'll talk to you in a while.